All right, let's dive into a classic story that really gets to the heart of what it means to succeed in business. It's a fable about two biryani sellers, and each one takes a totally different path. One's all about flash and profits, and the other, well, he takes a much quieter, more principled road. The story itself might be a fable, but believe me, the lessons are as real as it gets.
And that really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What is the true recipe for success? Is it all about putting on a good show and finding clever shortcuts? Or is there something deeper, something built on real quality and character? This story, it might just make you rethink the whole thing.
So, picture this. Our story kicks off in the bustling city of Sundernagar. It's a place known for its dazzling lights, but even more than that, for the amazing smell of food that fills the air. And right in the heart of the city, there's this huge old market, just packed with hundreds of shops.
Now, in this sea of shops, two biryani sellers really stand out. On one side, you've got the huge, flashy Girdhari's Shahi Biryani. I mean, this place just screams money and showmanship. And then right across the street, there's this tiny, humble little stall, Raju's Asli Biryani. It's the definition of simple. Two sellers, two wildly different ways of doing business, right next to each other.
Okay, so let's start with the path of deceit, the one championed by Girdhari. His business is absolutely booming, right? He's got lines of customers out the door. From the outside, you'd think he's got it all figured out, but there's a dark secret behind that signature aroma of his.
So here's Giridhari's dirty little secret. He knows his biryani from yesterday is going bad. So what does he do? He goes to the back, pulls out this little bottle of a super strong chemical essence, and just sprays it all over the rotten rice. In an instant, that foul smell is gone, and in its place is this overpowering, totally artificial scent of roses and saffron.
And this quote right here, this is his entire worldview. He literally believes he's living in an age where what things look like is all that matters, and the truth is worthless. For him, a powerful smell is what brings in the crowds, not real quality. His entire business is built on a lie.
Okay, now let's cross the street, because what's happening over at Raju's stall is a completely different story. This is the path of honesty. And you know what? His stall is quiet. He's barely making enough money to get by.
You know, even when his wife is stressing about their son's school fees, Raju just will not compromise. He insists on using the most expensive, high-quality rice. He grinds all his spices fresh every single day. He could easily cut corners to make more money, but he's sticking to a principle he learned a long time ago, that quality is a long-term investment, not a short-term gain.
And this was that principle, the one his father passed down to him. See, for Raju, cooking is almost a sacred act. He truly believes that feeding someone impure or adulterated food is a deep betrayal. And that philosophy, it's the very soul of his business, even if it's keeping him poor.
But you know, these two opposing ways of doing business can't just exist side by side forever without some kind of consequence. A day of reckoning is on its way, all set in motion by one sharp-eyed official who starts connecting some very troubling dots in Sundernagar.
And this is where Food Inspector Vikram comes in. He's looking over hospital records and spots a really disturbing pattern. There's a huge spike in food poisoning cases, and almost every single patient says they ate biryani from the central market. Now, his teams have checked the market before, but they always come back with nothing. Something just isn't adding up.
Vikram's a smart guy. He figures someone must be tipping off the shops before his official visits, so he comes up with his brilliant plan. He takes off his uniform, puts on some old, tattered clothes, and disguises himself as a frail, hungry beggar. He decides he's not just going to test the food anymore, he's going to test the character of the sellers themselves. His first stop? Giridhari's shiny, fancy shop. The reaction is instant, and it is just brutal. Giridhari screams at him to get lost, yelling that he's ruining the image of his shop. He then tells one of his workers to go throw the beggar the rancid leftovers they normally feed to the stray dogs. Shaken, Vikram shuffles across the street to Raju's humble stall. And the difference? It's like night and day. Raju immediately sees him and invites the old man to sit down in the shade, brings him a glass of water, and just shows genuine concern. When Vikram says he doesn't have any money, Raju just smiles and says that serving a hungry person is the highest form of worship. So after eating the fresh, absolutely delicious biryani that Raju served him, Vikram slowly stands up. But his voice, it's no longer frail and weak, it's firm. He looks Raju right in the eye and reveals his true identity. And in that moment, everything changes.
So, with the truth finally out in the open, the consequences come fast, and they are decisive. It is time for the final verdict.
where each man finally gets exactly what he's been earning all along. This chart here really lays it all out perfectly. On one side, you've got Girid Hari. His core actions, selling rotten food and showing pure contempt for others, led him straight to jail, with his shop sealed by the authorities. And on the other side, you have Raju. His unwavering honesty and simple kindness, it led to his business absolutely booming and earning the respect of the entire city.
Right there, in front of a huge crowd that had gathered, Inspector Vikram makes a public announcement. He holds up Raju's biryani and declares it the gold standard for both safety and quality in the entire city. And just like that, overnight, Raju's little stall is mobbed with customers. The quiet, natural aroma of his integrity had finally and completely overpowered the loud, chemical scent of deceit.
So this whole fable leaves us with a question for our own lives, right? In a world that's just full of flashy marketing and so many tempting shortcuts, how do we decide what and who we should actually trust? This story suggests the real answer isn't in whatever's loudest or flashiest, but in what has true, lasting substance.